All right. What's going on, you guys? What is up? Super excited today because we are going to be talking about getting funding for your business in as little as 72 hours. Now, let me put the disclaimer out because I think it's silly that we got to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is not legal or financial advice. I'm going to be sharing strictly my experience and something I actually experienced recently. I got an offer for $10,000, and I applied like 72 hours ago. So that's why I like to share. Things can happen as little as the same day. I think on the average, you can expect to see funding for your business happening in 72 hours. It's really not that hard. But with that said, a lot of times I think people think getting funding is impossible. And what I see being a problem is most people who are launching businesses, starting something new, you guys are funding it with your own money. And you should be using as little money out of pocket as possible, because when you start digging into your pockets, your savings, your retirement, all these things, well, guess what happens? We get discouraged because when we're not making the income we thought we were going to make, then we get burnt out. And then it's not paying the bills, right? So where are you getting money? How are you supporting yourself and your family, when it comes to, doing these different things for yourself and your business? So that's why I think it's super important that you guys watch this video right here. Do me a favor, if you're catching the replay, you're not watching this live, just in the comments, do me a favor, write the word replay, all right? Because I want as many people as possible to see this video, because I think this is going to help out a lot of future and current business owners. Because if you're currently in business and funds and ends are tight, then this is probably going to help you out a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off the big screen and I'm going to share my screen with you guys. That way, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can actually see just a little presentation I put together so you guys understand how you can start getting funding now. If you do not have a business, you can still watch this. This is something that you need to know, but you can't really take any action on this until you've actually started a business. All right, so you need to know the difference. Let me go ahead and get my my screen shared for you guys so you guys can see right here. There's a couple things I want to go over real quick with you guys that you guys need to know is understanding why businesses fail in the first place. So let's go ahead and type that in right here. Why do most businesses fail? The most common reason small businesses fail is a lack of capital or funding. Okay. My wife and I, when we first started our business, that was huge. Like we ran up our credit cards. We maxed those things out, and my biggest expense starting a business, it really wasn't the equipment. It was my business coach. He was a well-established gentleman. He's been in business for a very long time, very successful guy. Had a huge footprint in social media, and his price tag was $20,000 for his 7-figure mastermind. And of course, me being a new business owner, I was afraid. That was a lot of money. I wasn't sure myself, but I said, you know what, by golly, if he's a 7-figure mastermind coach, he might be the key to my prayers, as far as like earning that much money. Now, I got a big, long story that I can share with you guys on another day when we have more time. But let's just say, it was a great investment for me as a new entrepreneur, especially taking a risk that size. And I would do the same thing all over again. If I had a choice between spending $20,000 on equipment or paying $20,000 for mentorship and guidance, I would go with the mentorship and guidance, hands down, every time. Because if you buy $20,000 worth of stuff and you don't know how to use that stuff, or you don't know how to leverage it to bring in more money, what are you doing? You're going to go out of business before you know it. You're going to shut the doors down because you don't know how to advertise. You don't know how to write contracts. You don't know how to make deals. There's a lot of things that you just don't know that's going to end up biting you in the butt in the long run. So it would behoove you to make your very first investment on education. What if you're going to a seminar, you're going to training, or you're hiring a coach? There's benefits to all of those things. For me, seminars get me motivated and they're great for networking. So that's awesome. Coaches, there's someone who I can reach out to on an ongoing basis if I have questions, or if I'm lost, or if I'm stuck, or if I need ideas, and coaches, they build these communities that you can be part of so you can network and cross-reference with other people. So there's so many benefits to different things, but education is so key. But education is nothing without action. So you got to take action to whatever you do. So anyways, so we see some of the top reasons, right? And again, like you can look down here, you can see even more, like not investigating the market, again, not knowing what you're doing, right? Business plan problems, too little financing. So it's always like the top, like, 2 or 3 where people just don't have the money. You don't have, enough funding to keep your business alive. And that is so, so important. That's why we're doing this presentation right here, right now. So, so let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys would like to get some funding like right now? How many of you guys think that it'd be beneficial for you to actually get maybe $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 of funding right now? Like put in the comments and let me know if you think that would help you out. I know that would help me out. I started 2 new businesses this year. And my wife, the first question out of her mouth, because she doesn't really run the business with me. She's like, okay, cool. How are you funding the business? Are you going to use the business money to fund it from the current one we have? I told her, no. I'm going to get funding. I'm going to use other people's money to fund this business. I want to get them off the ground, but I'm not going to use my money. I'm not going to use the money I'm earning my profits. No, I'm not going to borrow from Peter to pay John. That's not how I do business. I'm going to go to the bank or a lender. I'm going to get funding. And then for a long term, I'm going to apply for grants. Why not? So we're going to talk about all those things in this presentation right here, because I think you guys should understand the difference between the benefits of grants and loans. Sometimes the grants are not the best bet to get, especially if you need money right now. You want to launch your business right now. A grant is not the way to go, because grants, although normally it doesn't cost money to apply for a grant, it's not guaranteed. You may get picked, you may not. There may be thousands and thousands of businesses you're competing with to get just a handful of grants. Banks, they have money for days. They can fund many businesses. Matter of fact, there's not enough businesses applying for business funding. That's how much money's out there. So a bank getting lending from a lender is probably like the quickest way you're going to get funding for your business. So once again, you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to get funded in 72 hours. Okay. Yes, my new business is called Dream Builders. My whole goal is to help people launch businesses online and live that dream life, right? Like if you're working online and you're on the beaches of Tahiti, you guys are in Jamaica, the Bahamas, you're on a cruise ship and you're making money. I want to coach and teach people how to do the things that I do. I want to teach people how to travel the world and spend little to no money staying in 5-star hotels. I want to show you how to get the best tax returns and how to get the best tax breaks. So instead of spending a ton of money in taxes, you're actually getting money back at the end of the year. I want to show you how to tie your life in with your business so that you just feel the abundance of everything that you're doing. Your family's going to love you. You're going to love you. You're going to have a much stressless life. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to work, because I think entrepreneurs, we're the hardest working SOBs in the world, but we're also in control of our destiny. If I want to take a day off on a Monday, if I want to take a day off on a Tuesday, I don't need to ask anyone's permission. If anyone's permission, I need to take my own permission. I need to ask myself, am I able to take a break? Because at the end of the day, like my job never ends. It's ongoing. I'm always thinking. Things are always coming up. So like that's what I do as a business coach. I just teach people how to really, get a handle on their life, tailor their life to the way they want it, and really just be able to like enjoy life instead of being stressed out and having been dictated by other people. So again, most businesses fail because we just don't have funding. We're using our own money. We're tapping out our accounts. You absolutely need to stop that. Okay. So as of this part, if you're watching this video, do not spend your own money on funding again. All right. That's a no-go. Don't do it. All right. Grants versus loans. Which one is best for you? Well, if you have an S Corp, a C Corp, you have an LLC, a lot of times loans are your better bets. If you have a nonprofit, there's a lot of grants out there for you. That's not to say that the other entities cannot get grants, because you absolutely can. So let's go ahead and break that down. Grants right here is just funding that's made available to an individual organization for the use by another party to finance particular activities, ventures, charities, or facility. Grants are there for a specific purpose. And if they say it's for payroll, you got to use it for payroll. If they say it's for supplies, you got to use it for supplies. If they say you need to use it for housing or events, you have to use it for that specific purpose grants are intended for. All right. So there's a big distinction between grants and loans. Grants are not guaranteed. Grants sometimes take longer to get. I got awarded a $10,000 grant 2 weeks ago. I cannot put my hands on it until June. So although I was approved for it, it's not until June as to when I can get access to it. So if you need money right now, a grant might not be your best bet. I think collectively we got to about 50,000 in grants last year. We could have got more, but grants take a while. They take a while to do research and to apply. You're not going to just get grants falling in your pants just because you apply for one or two grants here and there. Like, you need to apply. You need to research. You're going to keep trying over and over again. You're going to fail plenty of times, but when you succeed, it's going to pay off. I mean, like, that's almost someone's salary for an entire year. 50 grand, that's almost entire salary. But, again, there was a bunch of different grants and they had different purposes for what I needed the grants for. So that's grants. Loans, it's money, property, other material goods given to another party in exchange for future repayment of the loan value amount with interest. Okay, so these are how banks and lenders make money. They charge interest. They don't tell you how to use your money. That's up to you. That's the benefit of a loan over a grant. If you want to take all that money and buy a Lamborghini, which I don't recommend, but if you want to do it, then do it. As long as the lender gets their money back, as long as you make your payments on time, that's all they care about. And you can get these loans in your business name if you'd like to. But at the end of the day, especially if you're brand new to business, they're going to want a PG. A PG stands for personal guarantee, meaning if your business fails to repay the loan, they're going to expect you as a person, as an individual, to repay the loan on your business's behalf. This really helps the lender feel secure because they don't know you and you haven't proven any credibility that you will pay back that loan. Now, as your business is more seasoned and you've been in business for a while, then guess what? You'll be able to get loans specifically in your business and not attached to you personally. You won't need a guarantee. So right here, you can see my face, this is just a couple days ago, I was approved for funding up to $10,000. So they give me an option. Do I want to borrow 100, 1,000 or 10,000? So yes, this is a snapshot from my email address. Now it's approved for $10,000 of funding the other day. The reason why I applied for it was just because I wanted to see, okay, what is QuickBooks willing to give me, for funding? It was just something that popped up in my my account in the software because I use QuickBooks for my bookkeeping. And I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and apply. They didn't do a credit check on me. They did a business credit check, but not a personal one. So it didn't affect my credit score at all. And when they do business credit checks, it doesn't affect your business credit. So it's pretty cool, right? So anyways, there you go, $10,000. I already got $100,000 with Bank of America, so I don't really need the $10,000. I don't like the terms with QuickBooks, to be honest with you guys, because it has to be repaid, whether if you use it or not, in 6 months. I like to get funding that I can use whenever I want. I don't want to have to think about, I need to hurry and spend this $10,000. But for a new startup business, this might be good for you, especially if you don't have any capital, you don't have any money, and you want to fund your business, you want to start now. This might be a good bet. And if you feel confident that if you get $10,000 now and you can repay it within 6 months, all or none, right? Or some, doesn't matter. If you can repay it, then that's all that really matters. You should be able to go ahead and get it. But this right here, I've really just applied for it just to prove before I did this on Friday. I wanted to prove how quick you can get money. So this was a 72-hour application. What was it, 72 hours? Let me see. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, about 72 hours, yes. But I got the money. So this is my money that I can get. If I want it right now, it'll be in my account instantly. $10,000 to do whatever I need to with my business. I got 6 months to pay it off. So how do you do this? I want to break this down into just a few simple steps for you guys so you understand the basic fundamentals to getting your funding for your businesses. If you guys are ready to apply for business, let me know. Matter of fact, let me know in the chat, how much money are you trying to get for your business? Whether it's $1,000 or $100,000. You as a new business owner, you can get $100,000. You can. If you want me to share with you how to do that, I will share with you how to do that. My business, Dream Builders, it's a new business entity of mine. It's one of my youngest businesses, and I already got over $100,000 of funding, and that was starting since January. So you guys can definitely get business funding if you need it. So here's how you do it. Number one, you need to determine how much money do you need. This is really important because, again, like I said, for QuickBooks, if I need to pay it back in 6 months, I need to ask myself, do I really want to pay all that interest? if it's like 9%, that means that I'll be paying like $900 back in interest off a $10,000 loan. So if I only need to use like $1,000 or $3,000, why am I going to take out $10,000? So those are things you need to think about before you accept the full amount of the loan. You got to understand the loan terms. Step number 2, you need to have a business. You can't just pre-apply and then say, oh, I'll start a business if I get money. That's not how it works. You need to file with the Secretary of State. You need to get your EIN through the IRS. You need to do all these steps first, and prove. And you got to get your business email address, your phone number. You're going to need to have an address. What if it's your home address or a physical location? Now, there's a big difference between having a physical location that you're renting from and your home address. You have the opportunity to get larger sums of money if you actually have a business address. You can rent an address online virtually for like $100 a month. That's on the low end. Now it goes up a couple $100, but that's relatively cheap. My first brick and mortar business, I was paying $8,000 a month. So $100 a month is very cheap to have a business address in the grand scheme of things, especially if that's going to get you thousands of dollars in funding. Then that's something to consider. But we'll talk about that in another video another day. But again, create your business. Step number 3, is it going to bring a good return on your investment? And like I talked about my business coach, you guys, I had to think about it. I can buy $20,000 worth of equipment, gym equipment. That doesn't mean I'm going to get $20,000 return on investment. Just because I had all this equipment didn't mean people are going to come. I didn't know how to market. I didn't know how to run a business, other than being like a solopreneur, right? I had an actual LLC and a brick and mortar for the first time. I had to hire a coach. To learn how to do this stuff. I need to understand. Now, he was on the higher end. Not all business coaches cost that much money, but you're looking at an average of $3,000 to $5,000 for the lower end charging coaches, up to like $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. I've spent everything from $3,000 to $20,000. I've had like 5 or 6 business coaches in my time being in business. So I know, okay, and it doesn't mean that they're going to be better just because you're paying more. You need to understand the purpose that they're serving for you to understand if having a business coach makes sense for you. You need to get a business bank account. You have to. Where are they going to send the money? You don't want to come in with an incomplete business portfolio. You want to make sure everything's done. You got to do your homework. This is why not everyone does not have a business, because people don't want to put the extra time and effort that it takes to run a business. You need to get the foundations and get all your business essentials done first before you start asking for funding. You got to think about it. That's like someone asking you for money, but they don't got their crap together. They didn't do market research. They don't have a plan. They're not telling you like how they're going to succeed. They're not telling you about potential pitfalls. They came just like, I got a good idea. A good idea does not pay. Okay, you have to have this well thought out in order to get funding when you're asking for funding from lenders. Having a business plan and, like I said, financial forecasting. Do your market research. And if you don't know how, hire somebody. You can go on Fiverr. I go through an agency where I hire virtual assistants. I hire people who are smarter than me, who can do the research. And within a few days to like a week or two, they'll give me back all the information I need and they'll put together a solid, sweet plan. It might cost me a couple $100. Yeah, I would pick that over stressing myself out trying to do it myself. But if you have zero funding, then you might want to do it yourself. You got no choice, especially if this is important to you. Build business credit. This is really easy to do. You just got to be smart about it. There's not one way to do it. I've heard multiple ways on how you build business credit. But what I would say is, number 1, start with getting yourself a Duns & Bradstreet number. Apply for that first. Then sign up for a website called nav.com. These are great ways. And then they have so many great articles on that website and on Duns & Bradstreet on how to build business credit. If you guys are interested, I can make a video on building business credit, but it's not as hard as you think it is. Okay. And then you need to apply. Just because you get one no doesn't mean that is the one all be all. You can never get business funding again. You guys need to understand, in order to get funding from anybody, in order for anyone to invest in you, you need to invest in yourself and ask as many lenders as possible. Don't just think banks. Think outside of the box. You can join social media groups. You can ask if there's any investors in the group, hard money lenders, investors. Ask your friends. Make a post out there like you're starting a business. Share your idea, and like, put it out there. If anyone's interested in becoming an investor and earning some great capital, at the end of the year, let me know. It's everyone's gonna want interest. So what you borrow, you're gonna pay back a little extra. But get some funding and then maybe apply for some grants so you can pay back all those investors, or you can continue to build on your business. It's not hard to get business funding, but you have to have your business built the right way first. So hopefully you guys, this video right here, I hope I got you guys some value. I hope that got the wheels turning so you can start creating your business the right way. Even if you are currently in business, make sure everything is correct. As far as like your paperwork goes, bank account, business emails and phone numbers and all that good stuff. Have everything done correctly the first time, and then go out there and get funding. You can get a ton of money before you even started working with customers. And that is so awesome. Think about having $100,000 in the bank to use as you please, and you don't have to worry about stressing out over not having enough marketing dollars, not having enough money for your software equipment. You got everything that you need to get started now versus putting it off to a later date because you don't have enough money, or you got to go get a second job, or you got to work overtime to fund a business. Think about it, guys. So anyways, I'm going to cut out. Please leave in the comments if you guys have any questions at all. Hopefully this brought you guys value, and I will see you guys again next week. I'll put another poll out there to see what kind of videos you guys want to see so you can start working on your dream life and building it out so you can start working for yourself instead of working so hard for other people. See y'all later.